was done out in the Art Deco style. A really beautiful interior, and it would make a fantastic visitors centre. And there's the pylons at the rear of Luxor Temple, which you would have seen Kalia and I approaching when we did the Avenue of the Sphinx. I'm going to show my ignorance here, because for the life of me, while I've been walking towards it, I can't think of the name of that pointy thing. It may come to me before I finish filming. Not that one, but they made quite a few much taller than that one out of a solid granite piece. And it said that it could take up to 4 years to find the correct piece of granite that had no fractures in it. And what they do, they used to mark it off with chalk or a stone or something like that, and they used fist-sized, perfectly round granite balls to hammer away the shape, and they actually cut through to the full thickness eventually. Now this was conducted by slaves, mainly Nubians captured in wars, and it would take up to 10 years to carve this granite out, and then the master craftsman would move in, smooth it off and do the carvings, the glyphs on it. And whoa, Kalia! There is an example near Aswan of an unfinished one. They cut in about 12 inches, and then sadly they discovered a fracture in it, which is can be seen by the tourist, which is a great shame really, because it was going to be the tallest one. What's that pointy thing called? I forgot the bloody name of it. God, it's on the tip of my tongue and I can't remember them.
America have one, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, answers on a postcard when this is posted, because I've gone absolutely brain dead. I just cannot think of the name of these things. Now she's asking the locals for the English name. Makes me feel... Obelisk, that's it. I went bray, I couldn't think. Obelisk, yes. Shukran, shukran. An obelisk. God, you feel such a tosser when you have to ask an Egyptian what the English name is or something. Ah, just walking, thank you. Yeah, just walking. Yeah. Shukran. Yeah. No, no time today, just filming. Be back tomorrow, maybe. Oh. Actually, she was quite nice in that pinky coloured dress. Did you see that one, Kalia? She was a pretty lady in that pinky coloured dress in front of us with the pink headscarf.
There?
In the distance though, yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's purely accidental that I caught her on camera.
I didn't see her face.
Yeah. Oh, she saw mine and gave me a beautiful smile. Yeah, you know, as they do. There's the local traffic police stroke tourist police. You used to be able to approach them before the revolution and have a chat with them, give them a cig, and it was quite good, but I seem a little bit aloof now of being approached. I don't know if it's because of the terrorist threat, of the suspicious of everybody. And that's the mosque Kalia and I were on a couple of vlogs back. That's the side elevation of it. Those are Chinese and Egyptians on that one. They're Chinese. Sometimes you can get up to 70 of these kaleshes all packed to the gunnels with Chinese. And la shukran. Well, the thing is, they don't spend any money, and it's very similar in Thailand. They just walk around following the little flag and just don't spend anything. And Chinese are the basic visitors here now. There really are thousands every year. Luxor being a popular destination, or they're in the Red Sea and they come down for the day, but they spend absolute zero. Well, yeah, one good thing, it gives the Kalesh drivers some business, because if I wanted that Kalesh now from here going to my home, I could get it for 50 Egyptian pound, maybe 60, 65. And but these Chinese visitors and Japanese visitors, they pay for it as part of the package deal, and they pay the equivalent of 100 euros each to go on one of those Kaleshes. Now the Kalesh drivers as such are ruled by 5 or 6 powerful Egyptian families. They are in fact the Egyptian mafia, and it's an extreme cutthroat business. If you're not part of the clans and you're an independent, you will find it very hard to make a living, even when the place is packed full of tourists, which, like 8-9 years ago, if I filmed that footpath, you'd see hundreds of tourists walking up and down both directions. Now, zilch. They've made a nice job with these rest areas. I do like this timber they use. Beautiful grain on it. And I haven't a clue what it is. Really nice. I'll say it's pleasant to see them spending money and doing such a good job of this, because the money they wasted prior to this new finish, what we were walking on, every 2 years it needed maintenance. And the irony of it is that 18 months ago they actually repaved it from beginning to end using these small 6-7 inch square terracotta tiles just on the sand bed. Ripped everything up, relaid it, and 6 months later they were repairing it again. Mainly because they allow motorbikes to come down on it, and cars I've seen on it. So finally they've done a decent job. They've actually laid all this on a lean concrete mix, looked like 4 or 5 inches thick, and then bedded each piece down. So it should last a long time, hopefully. These are some of the cruisers. Next week you on English television.
تمام.
Yeah. Film stars.
تمام. تمام.
Here's Rory, who wants to be on British television.
تعال تعال. ورد عليك ورد. ورد. كل انت معلم. تعال صوت خالك. ده حبيبي.
Enjoy. شكرا. Now they're cheerful youth, not like the ones we filmed in the city, in the Egyptian souk yesterday that was about to have a full-blown battle. Well, these are the cruisers. Did you see they berthed them next to each other? Bit of a bummer when you're on the last one, because you've got to walk through all these cruisers to get onto the corniche. surprised, to be honest with you, there's so many cruisers berthed here, because they started moving them about 3 or 4 kilometres upriver. Because there used to be anything between 200 and 400 of them here, with the diesel engines pumping fumes out, keeping the ACs, refrigeration and lights powered up. And it really was a smoggy city, but all that's gone now.
You want a sailboat now?
La, shukran. And there are 200 or 300 berthed further up the river, but I'm surprised to see so many here now, unless it's indicating an increasing cruise passengers. But the busiest cruise times really is when the Nile's on its high point, not when it's as low as this. The 7-night cruises from Cairo to Luxor to Aswan are about to start. My friend who lives upstairs from me is the travel manager. It's a Spanish-owned company, but the Luxor division sold out to an Egyptian company about 2 years ago. I don't know if it was a political move, but standards have dropped. They commissioned 2 new cruisers recently, 2, 3, 4 million euros, and when she inspected them before the maiden voyage, they were unfit to sail. Internals were designed by an Italian firm, and they'd cut massive corners, and all the cabins flooded off the AC units and sink units. And when you flushed your toilet, because they'd not put this special air valve on it, it immediately come up whatever you dumped in the next toilet, in the next cabin. So that didn't go down very well. And the fitting out was done by an Egyptian firm, and it's absolutely atrocious, going off the many photographs she showed me. And now they're trying, this Italian firm that is responsible for this, because they oversaw the project as well, are now in fighting time itself to try and get them river worthy for the upcoming high season of cruises. About another 10 minutes or so, this walk will have ended, and we're going to stop off at a shy place, the rowing club, which will be explained on one of the snippets with the narrow aspect I've left on, why it's called the rowing club and the facilities there. My arm's beginning to ache a little bit now, or my shoulder is, because it's been 47 minutes. But really is a beautiful day. And that's the famous Winter Palace Hotel. They were going to put a big extension there on the side, but they started work and it was cancelled. Now that's the old Winter Palace that still has the grandeur inside, and of course the expense to go with it, and the suites and deluxe and executive rooms, but I've heard standards have dropped. Now behind the old Winter Palace is the Winter Palace Gardens Hotel, still part of this one, and I've had friends stay in the Winter Palace Gardens. They said it was absolutely fantastic. Service was good, food was good, and of course you've got the facilities of the old Winter Palace as well. Kalia's walking all lonesome. لا شكرا. Don't read newspapers, thanks. No, لا شكرا. Now this guy selling the newspapers, basically English newspapers. He has a contact at the airport, so when people have left the newspapers on the planes and the cruise boats, they iron them out to make them look brand new and then sell them on in the streets. But I've no interest in English newspapers. And so let's say, for instance, because I've no idea of the price of a newspaper now, but the Mail on Sunday costs £1.50. That of course would include all the magazines I presume you still get with it. But here, that second-hand newspaper, minus the magazines, because they sell those separate, would be the equivalent of £5 sterling. And then of course you open it up to discover some bar steward has done the crossword. Eh? Yes. My Egypteur office. Where are they? Yeah, I know that's the Winter Palace entrance. And Egypteur very kindly changed my ticket when I inadvertently missed my flight for very, very, very low cost. So I'm grateful to them. And I know for a fact that will never happen again. Well, that guy tried to sell me a felucca trip, saying the wind very good for feluccas today, which I know for a fact is a load of crap, because as you can see there's not much pull on those sails. So your pleasant Nile trip involves him taking off his galabeya with just his Egyptian long johns in, jumping into the water and literally pushing it. And that has happened twice to myself and a few friends that took these trips. So they know it's a no-lose situation for them, because the Nile is so low they can actually wade waist deep near the shoreline and the boat still keeps afloat. Hi.
Welcome.
Shukran.
Welcome to Alaska.
Yes, it is. It's freezing. Very, very cold today. This no good. لا شكرا. So now we're coming up to the rowing club. You see the Pepsi family calf sign. So that'll be the end of today's filming. And enjoy a really nice cup of tea from tourists. And knowing my luck, that angry Christian lady will be there again, demanding that I put my cigarette out. Slipped up really, I've got 2 cigars in the house, I should have brought one of them out with me. And lit it up, and I was sat there.
We go downtown. Okay. And downtown we make a little tour and come back.
We can go up here, can't we, Kalia? Up there. Okay. Again, accessible for Andy's truck. But having said that, there's not much grip on the this granite. Well, I want a shy, Kalia.
Yes.
You get what you want.
Thank you.
I'll go and sit down. Mashi? It's nice and pleasant up here. Even more so when you discover there's toilets. Now they say Luxor Rowing Club. Now I don't know anything about rowing, but I know they're not motorised, so maybe that's to tow them out into the water. But I've heard of no rowing being done here for the last 3 years. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. And there you've got the West Bank. It certainly is a nice day. I mean, say it's December the 22nd. It's just turned midday. The temperature is absolutely perfect. Perfect. Hey Kalia, has he got to fire? To fire. To fire is Arabic for ashtray. There's none on, I've looked. I know they wouldn't object, but I'm just not one to like putting cigarettes on the floor. I'm a respectable Englishman. Oh. There is loads and loads and loads of fish in there, all shapes and sizes, as you saw on the Egyptian souk on the vlog number 10. It's a bit too murky. Oh, thanks.
You would like to stay in the...
I'm happy here. I'm happy here. It's nice here.
It's not hot?
No, it's just right. Do you want the shade?
No, it's okay for me.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to end it now. And I'm happy with the re-filming of all this, because the narrow format wouldn't have done it justice. And but as I said at the beginning, I did keep a few small clips on the narrower aspect. But at the end of the day, it'll be up to Andy if he includes them. I don't really mind. So, catch you again. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
There you go. Straight for the camel's mouth. Right. Stopped off at a local fruit and veg seller for my tomatoes. Prices are always cheap. Bikam kilo, 5 Egyptian pounds. So that's 25p. She knows the type of tomato I prefer. And she always manages to stick 1 or 2 extras on the scale once he's weighed them.
Sometimes.
She's what we call clefty. So he takes 3 out. So I've lost 2.
You like any singles?
No.
You like some shell ولا ايه؟
Give him 50.
لا والله. براحتك، أنا بقول حتى عايز حاجة ثانية. You know this street is the villa here for rent before. Remember?
No.
This is the villa here for rent where Stephanie was live here and Gamal.
Oh right, yeah. Down. The one that needed a lot of work.
Yes.
Not much of a selection, but all your basics really. And it's always nice and fresh. What's these, Kalia? Beans?
Yes.
Runner beans.
You can open it and have it.
Yeah, yeah. Prime example of an Egyptian cucumber.
They have big and this is smaller.
Oh, that fits your hand okay. Yeah.
Goes.
Yeah, 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 yeah. The stuff I hate, garlic. Carrots look a bit scruffy.
Yes.
I got some really nice fresh ones yesterday.
The sweet potato.
Those are sweet potatoes.
Very, very good.
Yeah.
Sometimes very, very sweet.
Yeah, nice when they're baked on the street.
Yeah. Yes.
And they have the lemons, melons rather. I like those. Guava.
Mango.
Oh, mango. They all look the same to me. Tangerines, grapes. Tangerines off my tree at home are better. A sweet yellow pear, which I don't like. A bit mushy when you chew them. And the Egyptian banana. Pomegranates and oranges.
This is the little money for the local people.
This is the Thai equivalent of street food. Egyptian style. Sell them in a sandwich.
I will get the milk.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe yes. You can say this is a spicy shop.
Yeah, it's a spice shop. Tend to be overpriced for tourists. And you never know. Hey, Tamam. Long time no see. You okay? He's a local property clefty. But you're polite to these people. There's a little supermarket. Again, this guy always overcharges me every single time. So that's why I get Kalia to do a lot of my shopping. The one across the road, a little bit farther down there, Mohammed supermarket. He's always honest with his prices, never overcharges. She's enjoying the experience of having possession of my wallet.
Sunshine.
Yes. Well, she is honest. I can leave that line out anywhere around the house. Money. Everything's. Aywa.
قاعد بتقول sunshine يعني. ها؟ لا كتر.
The Arabic sign with all the cigarettes say, don't ask for credit, as a smack in the mouth often offends. So it seems to be the same worldwide. Mohammed does credit for locals. Local Hyundai dealership. Standard model Hyundai, probably about between 130, 185,000 Egyptian. I'll say it's 20 Egyptian to the pound sterling, so you can work out the cost. Over there is my good friend Yusuf. He has the Yusuf Bazaar and Jewellery tourist shop. I honestly don't think he's had a customer for the last 6 years, but every day religiously.
£1 I take.
Yeah. He opens his shop in Hope.
Like to go say hello to her?
Yeah.
I put the change like this and you can sort it.
Yeah.
He'll go home.
Yeah.
You know?
Back in safe hands. His little face always lights up when he sees me. He used to call his shop Auntie Wainwright's. Only the shop next door caught fire and it burnt the sign down. Hey Yusuf! Hey Tamam!
كويس
Quiz.
الحمد لله تمام
Yeah, cooler Tamam.
الحمد لله
Just new sign. I'm doing a bit of filming for my friends in England. So, people, this is my good friend Yusuf. Speaks very, very good English. And if you're ever in Karnak, visit his bazaar and jewellery shop for that little extra gift for home. He's a very polite man, no problem. So how's life going for you, Yusuf?
Thank you.
Yeah, good. You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Zero.
Yeah, you're a good friend.
You're a good man.
Yeah, I try to be, Yusuf. I try to be.
Very, very good man.
Oh,
Long time.
yeah.
Never I see one like you. You are very honest man, wallahi.
Yes, I think I am a one-off, Yusuf. No business lately. Little. Well, a little is better than none, Yusuf.
Yeah, a little better than nothing.
Yeah. Because every day you open.
يعني if I sell something for one month, I sell something 2 times.
Yeah.
Better than nothing.
Yeah. No, I admire you for doing that, Yusuf. Yeah. And it looks better since the shop burnt down and it was all black, all on fire. You had it repainted and a new sign. Yeah.
Now I can make it to you and I do something.
Yeah.
And I put it digital up to food.
Yeah. No, it's very good, Yusuf. Very good. Yeah.
Up to food.
Yeah, hot chip soup. That's a temple basically facing where we are on the opposite side of the Nile. That's where the terrible massacre happened about 14 years ago, where 90 plus tourists were gunned down by terrorists. And the bullet holes are still on show in the stonework. Hopefully that never happens again.
Another Karnak.
And he's insisting on showing me his nice new sign, and that's Karnak Temple. But his prices are reasonable. He's a good man. Okay, cup of chai time. Catch you again, Yusuf. Yeah. Take care. Salam.
Say if somebody like to wash his car, he can rent somebody.
Oh yeah, get your car washed. And as you see, the Hyundai dealership is packed. 1 car only. Sometimes they have 2 in. And if they sell one, they'll just leave one for a few months and then get another one. So, those are the local water fountains. It's filtered and nice cold drink. The only thing I don't like about it is the multi-use cup.
Yes, you should have your own cup.
So I tend to bring my own cup. This is the little street leading down to my cul-de-sac. As you can see, there's no regulations on dumping your litter. And these side streets tend to be really rubbish strewn. Yes, strewn. Now this garage here, this building has been closed for years. And then 2 years ago somebody rented it out, created a repair shop, which for me is an absolute pain in the arse because of the hammering. Not too bad on the fumes, but apparently the last but one time I was in Thailand, he had delivered in this my road literally hundreds of scrap cars, half cars, 2/3 cars, seats, engines, and it was piled sky high. Luckily they'd moved most of it by the time I got back, but all my front door was blocked and everything. Now that shutter door, the sun's on it, but this shutter door at the end, they used to open that and do the paint spraying in it, and as my front bedroom window faces it, where that cat's just jumped down because she wants some biscuits, the fumes used to saturate and permeate all the house. Acetone. I was gagging. It got to the point I was going to report them to the fire because they've got no fire certificate or anything, but fortunately they stopped it. I think one of the locals told them to jack it in. Anyway, back home now, ready for a cup of tea, change my clothes. I don't know if you're getting my messaging on the screen, but unfortunately you can't control that, but it shouldn't be. And back home. This is where I spend most of my time lounging about, watching my downloads I get from Thailand. It's a nice comfortable room. I'm really relaxed. That's one of my little handicraft jobs. That's another of my little handicraft jobs. Screen for the fridge freezer. Another little of my handicraft jobs. Folding table. Not that I ever use it. Why I made it, I don't know. There's a Yorkshire woman, and some will possibly attach me to that statement. Here's my bestest mate, Alfie. He always comes down to greet me. And there's the little cat outside. Anyway, that's all for today. Monday, the 2nd of December, days out in Palace. Catch you on the next one. Hope you've enjoyed this.